Hello, it is Saturday night. Um, I will be posting a tennis pod soon, but we got a deadline to meet for these predictions. So, winter storm warning just issued. No, what? Like, duh. Okay. Thanks for telling me. I guess. Like, pretty sure it's actively snowing or about to start snowing. Yes. So obviously there's a winter snow, but whatever. Who cares? Let's just say we have a deadline to make for NFL predictions. I can't post predictions the day after, and they're not predictions. They're just like, here's what I thought was going to happen, or here's what I said happened. Really, it's more of a recap. And we do have the championship now. Last week I did horrible. Last week I predicted, I believe, a Bears win. That didn't happen. I predicted both one seeds to lose. Neither lost. And I think, uh, other than that, I think I got the Patriots Texans game right, but 1 for 4 is not good. This week feels pretty easy though. Feels pretty straightforward, and I can't wait to talk about the Super Bowl coming up. Um, and also right now, Patty Pimlet's about to fight Justin Gaethje, that's gonna be an entertaining one. It's around midnight, so no surprise. It would have been pushed back till around 1 a.m., but like 3 of the fights on this card got canceled. That has nothing to do with this. I think Patty's gonna win though. Another prediction, you buy 2 get 1 free, get 1 unrelated free. Buy yeah, buy 2 candy bars, get a bag of chips free. Sure, why not? Um, but anyways, this 3 p.m. game, 14-3, 1 seed Broncos, 14-3, 2 seed Patriots. But there's a reason. I think this would have been the night game, but if you haven't been keeping up with football, last week the Broncos were in a shootout game with the Buffalo Bills. The game ended 33-30, and the Broncos got the ball up with time to kneel out, right? But on the play before the kneel, he still ended up kneeling out, but their quarterback broke his ankle. He did his interview perfectly fine. I didn't even realize he was hurt. And then he goes back. They evaluate him for an injury, and he broke his ankle, which means that the second string career backup quarterback Jared Stidham is going to have to step up and quarterback this team. And they signed emergency just in case. I believe Ben DiNucci, who has bounced around from team to team for years now, and was just happening to probably think, oh, he's going to retire. But you got to stay in the free agent pool. Got to give yourself a chance for something like this. And I think it's very interesting. Jared Stidham obviously no stats this year. I'm trying to see his stats from the past. In the preseason, he dropped 240 yards and 2 touchdowns in a first half performance. So that's actually pretty good. But he is not a very good quarterback in my opinion compared to Drake May, who had an MVP season. Some would say he had 4,400 yards, 31 touchdowns, which is third. Fourth in yards, 18th, 16th in interceptions, so midway through there, top 10 in QBR, 4 rushing touchdowns, 13th in percent, eighth in like yards per throw. So a really good season from him, and an entirely healthy Patriots team. So as much as I want to say the Broncos win, because you guys know I don't like the Patriots, I feel like the Patriots are quite like the 2022 Eagles, where it feels like they get bailed out at almost every turn. And then I feel like once they get to the Super Bowl, maybe they make it close like the Eagles did. But like it never. As an Eagles fan, when I watched that night, I never thought we had a chance to win. I was hoping we did. It never felt like we deserved to be there, especially because of how the championship game went, where their quarterback got hurt and they had to resort to running some wildcat with CMC. Like obviously that wasn't going to work. Um, but we need to. Uh, they need to Patriots just need to go out there and play good football. They should easily win this game by 1 to 2 scores and advance to the Super Bowl. Obviously, the Patriots known for being one of the most winning franchises, and they should win this one. But there's not much else to say. Injury riddle. Like the Broncos got one of the worst injury you could possibly get, position wise, which is quarterback at the worst possible time, which is right before the semifinal match. Basically, is what it is. It's the championship game, but it's the semifinal of this tournament here and of the NFL tournament. I'm talking like there's multiple tournaments. I'm just watching a lot of tennis recently. These terminologies mess up my mind every day. Um, from 7 p.m. to around 5 a.m. Eastern time now. It's slowly going down. There's only one match on court right now. It's Alcaraz and Tommy Paul. Alcaraz should win straight sets. He's up 2 sets right now, obviously. And then Coco and Muchova are going to take the other court very soon. And I'm really excited tonight, though, because tomorrow it's going to be at 1. Zverev's facing Cerundolo, which will be a great match. And then Medvedev's facing Lerner Tien, as well as this is my match of the tournament right here, besides the Syncraz final that we all know is going to end up happening. Alex 10-seed Bublik, 6-seed Damon Orr. I wish it was Tiafoe instead of Alex, but Alex dominated Tiafoe. He earned the right to compete, and he is competing still. He dominated. But that's your little mini break there from the football, because it's a 2-game video. You gotta stretch it out a little bit. I don't want to upload a 4-minute video to YouTube. That's my predictions for the week. But anyway, I cannot get a grip on this microphone. But anyways, next game, 12-5 Rams, 14-3 Seahawks. So I believe the Seahawks will come in as underdogs. I want to see how much it's by, and obviously this is the night before, so it will probably shift a few this way, a few that way before the match. But let's see. The Seahawks are minus 142, 2.5. Wow. The Broncos are only plus 170. Wow. That surprised me. I know I said that twice, but really surprising there. That it's such a close line. I thought the Seahawks would be more favored at home, but this is actually a really hard one to predict. I want to say the Seahawks, because they're the 1 seed and they've been steamrolling to the playoffs. They won by 35 the last time in the divisional round, but I guess it's another playoff game. They won by 17. They beat the Rams last time they played. It was overtime, but this Rams team is so skilled. Puka, Stafford, Williams, Adams, Corum. You look around, you see all these guys on offense. Then you go to the defense, and you have guys like First, Cam Curl, Byron Young, Kitchens, Forbes, Turner, Durant, and it's hard to pick against that because the Seahawks, I feel like they don't have too many heavy hitters. They obviously have JSN and K9 who kind of carry their offense, and Charbonnet is not going to be playing. He has a knee injury. Now their defense, they get the job done, but there's not that many big names to jump out at you. So I feel like statistically I should lean towards Seahawks, but I'm leaning more towards LA just because of the big names jumping out at me in past experience. LA has been in situations like this before. They won the Super Bowl a few years ago, and I think they're really strong contenders right now to do the same thing. I think I think a Patriots LA Super Bowl would actually be a fun one. I think a Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl would be all right. I mean, I don't. Maybe it'll be as good as last time, and then the Seahawks will run on the goal line with Kenneth Walker instead of throwing it to JSN and win the game, if it's Seahawks Patriots. Because I don't see a world where the Patriots lose. But I think, and this might actually be a curse because of how bad I did last week, but I think I'm going to give my vote to LA. I doubted them last time. They proved me wrong. So I will be voting for LA, and I think that's the right choice. I just can't convince myself to go the other way, in my opinion. And so those are my predictions for the championship games. I was able to stretch this one out a decent bit to 9 minutes. And again, I'll talk tennis soon, but my setup got all messed up with the wires. I had to figure out how to get that fixed, and then it's Saturday, so now it's literally Sunday now. Actually, I just checked the time, and so yeah, it's actually Sunday. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, Paddy Pimblett's about to get knocked out. Oh no, he's a Scouser. He doesn't get knocked out. Oh no, Paddy, what happened? He went from 70% to 80 to 30. Okay, yeah. I think he's gonna win the fight still, but his percent just dropped a lot and then started building up again because it I guess he got into an awkward spot there. So anyways, I leave you with that. He's not yet. He's the underdog now. But I'll leave you with that. Let me just check something real quick. And thank you for watching this. Obviously, have a good night and a good day. Yeah, okay, so I can't do it. Anyways, goodbye. I'll upload this probably close to midnight on Sunday. And let's just hit 10 minutes because why not? And we did it. Bye.